Welcome back to another episode of Around Town. I'm your host, Sarah Olson, and today joining me is Jake Ammon of Franklin Street. He's the director there. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you again.
How is life?
Oh, fantastic. Summer's kicking off. A lot of good business things happening.
Okay.
Good stuff.
All right. Well, tell us more about it.
My role at Franklin Street is the director of office industrial brokerage for Franklin Street, based here in Jacksonville. And we've got a team, and I was just sharing with you before the show that we're starting to really hit the strides. About 2 years ago, before I came to Franklin Street, they did not have an office industrial department, and so that's where they brought me on to be able to expand that brand. So this is here I'm having conversations growing, and so we've been helping clients through crazy times, as everybody does, and then despite the national news of office or dire situations, there's a lot of good stuff happening.
There is. Okay, what would be one example of the good stuff?
Well, I would say context is our team. We operate in leasing for the office side and the middle market or B class, which is going to be the not the fanciest in town, but also not the shoebox.
Well, it would be more affordable then. In that space?
It's the best value. It's getting in the right place of town. It's where I would say the majority of deals in companies and where the movement's happening. Jacksonville, right? So that's where I'm getting at. Then we've done so many office deals where we're filling up buildings, and that means what that means. And the reason why that's awesome is that companies are moving to Jacksonville. They're expanding.
That's great.
We just had a 1,800 square foot tenant expand into 5,300 square feet.
Oh, wow. So their businesses are growing. So that's good for economics.
Yes. Yeah, and then we're able to afford for the necessary renovations, new roofs, and other things that go along with that. So,
where are you seeing the most movement on? What part of town of Jacksonville would you say?
I would say it's even though there's a lot of being said in a lot of different parts of town. West side is that it's continued growth. Everything that's happening in along 103rd Street. You've got the new it's auto aviation. That's kind of one of the big flagship kind of opportunities happening out there. But then the residential development's still occurring. Publix is going out there. I think we might have brought that up the last time we had spoke, and I would say that's just a continuation of changing the landscape for that part of town massively.
Okay, that's great. What sort of incentives are there any incentives for companies to grow and to get into more of a commercial space?
Yeah, well, I would say I know there's federal, state, local programs. Jack's Partnership USA, they will help kind of make sure that companies have that. But interesting enough, we don't have in Florida as many as say Georgia does. And some people some of these companies are exploring different markets and think, Florida's not really offering us that much, when it comes to incentives. And it's just our rebuttal to that most of the time is Florida, you don't need those incentives.
That's true.
So there's a lot of opportunities for growing companies. There's a lot of things that are out there. So we are not fully experts in that, but we can at least get them pointed in the right direction. Both on development or the actual companies occupying the spaces. If we don't know the answer to that, we know the expert who does.
Right. You're still very involved in legislation?
Yes. So I'm the government affairs chair for the local Commercial Estate Association. So we make sure that if there's something that's on the radar federally, state level, or local, that either our members are aware of it or we have a voice in that. And so then every year I've gone to DC and Tallahassee to be able to interact with our representatives, and then everything that's important to our members and also our clients. We bring that to the table. We have the conversations. We educate a little bit where needed. And so, unfortunately, I was just talking with our president of our association yesterday. There's issues that we're working through and help out, but there's really our list of what we need to work on is pretty small, which is nice a nice feeling to have.
That is a great feeling to have. It doesn't sound like you sit still very often.
No, I do not. Especially with kids too right now at this stage.
And they just got out of school too, right?
Yes.
Well, how do people find you? Like the companies that are getting ready to either come into the area, or do you offer consulting at all, or as far as just getting the ball rolling?
Yeah, I would say actually LinkedIn's the easiest way to find me. And then what I would say is we always have a lot of coffee meets, initial consultations or calls And then just we go, we base our guidance and or direction on whatever the need is. If somebody's initially exploring the market, we can help them on that side of it. If it's a company that's already here and they just, usually leases are 5 years long, so they only think about real estate every 5 years, which would hope they would think more often than 5 years on that. But that's where we can help them at any stage of that process and just say, hey, you're doing great. There's no changes needed. We can kind of dig in and help them uncover some, the unrealized value, or they're not utilizing space in an efficient manner. And so that I ask questions, and then we can kind of, they're the experts in what they do. But that can be coming to cost savings or realizing they need to reduce their footprint or expanding their footprint.
So it's much more just than getting space.
Oh yes. And sometimes it's a multi-year process on that. So again, the sooner that we can have a conversation with somebody and tell them they're good to go, or they need to do and make major changes, the sooner the better.
So if their lease is up in 5 years, they don't want to wait till 5. They probably need to be seeing you within.
Correct. And there's even options before lease expirations. And so that's where it should always be a kind of a check-in from time to time. And hey, I think we're good. We talk to our managers, and again, helping them unpack something, or most of the time they call us when they have a problem, right? But that's we're happy to help with solving pain points and issues.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. What about, so what summer plans do you have?
I've got vacation somewhere. Going out of country for a fishing trip. I got invited to that. I'm excited about that. We have family in Texas with on both sides of my wife and I's family, so we will be partaking in a trip back to Texas as well this summer.
Oh, nice. Well, how do people find you?
LinkedIn would probably be the easiest way to connect with me here, and then just whether it be the DM or connect, and then we can go from there. I think I have my contact information on there.
That's perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming back to the show on Around Town. You were on Real Estate Champions earlier, so I appreciate you coming back.
Yeah.
And for more information on finding Jake, you can go to his LinkedIn, and you can always find it on hgtvjax.com. Thanks for watching.